Hi, my name is Joanna Whitney. I am an intuitive artist, a student of natural law, and an energy healer. And we're reading the Kybalion right now by the Three Initiates. And I belong to a mystery school which taught me all about how to live by morality. But there are certain things in the Kybalion that were not in my teachings. And so there's a lot of new things I'm doing that are in the Kybalion. Um, I'm basically working right along with everybody to experiment with what we read about every week. And so I think last week we were talking about a couple of pages, maybe from 48 to 49 or to the bottom of page 50. And it was talking about how the all creates matter. Um, and the fact that I'm an artist and while I was reading it, I was trying to imagine what it was saying in terms of as above, so below, how I am like the all when I create. So, I mean, as an intuitive artist, I don't actually engage my mind in thought before I start creating usually. Although if I'm using a new material, I do try to follow some instructions. And so I was just trying to figure out how that would work. It was saying that the all basically slows itself down. It's a high vibration, and because it's in unity consciousness, which is a much higher vibration than we are, and it slows itself down to create matter, and then individual forces, units of force, of which humanity is part of that, as well as every other living thing. And then when it's done with that, it just withdraws itself. But that doesn't mean that the all is unavailable to us. The all is always available to us at all times. It just it may feel like it's remote, but it is not remote. And my experience is that I call upon it all the time. And I mean, maybe it's elementals that are helping me, but I always receive help. As long as I stay in alignment with natural law, I can receive direct help immediately for the silliest things because I'm not very equipped to live in the system, and I constantly need help, and I constantly ask for help from the Creator. This week, I had a lot of experiences with this. I actually was practicing stating the all is in all and all is in the all about many things that were difficult that happened this week. And it was very fulfilling to do that. And I also have some feral kittens living under my shed that I helped this week because their eyes were glued shut. So I said that the all is in the kittens and the kittens are in the all a lot. And it helped me to remain detached from them because I can't adopt them given my situation. And I don't even really want to. I don't really want to interfere. I wanted to be helpful to them, and I did. I was able to be helpful to them using colloidal silver to spray their eyes so that I could get rid of the gunk and get rid of the bacteria that was causing their eyes to be glued shut. But I haven't intervened in any other way, and I feel content about that. But the thing is that I was directed, like I was awakened early in the morning and told by the Creator to go outside and help them. I was given direction of how to help them. And I helped some other creatures this week too. It was definitely like the thing to do this week. And I feel that it's connected to the work I'm doing. I feel that everything I do is connected. There is nothing that is separate. Everything is connected, and it's up to me to figure out how it's connected. And that gives my life meaning. And I think that's a lot of what reading the Kybalion is about. I'm trying to have a deeper experience with the creator and the creation during what appears to be a very stressful time on planet Earth. And even in nature, you know, I mean, nature doesn't seem to recognize it, but so many species are going extinct and so many weird things are happening with creatures in the ocean and birds and bugs going extinct. And so I feel like a very strong connection to that. And so I am just trying to make myself available to be helpful in my current environment. And that's a big part of my studies of the Kybalion as well. So I did go ahead and read ahead just to kind of get an idea. And it's still, we're still talking about the all. And so I'm just going to read ahead. So I'm on the bottom of page 50. It says, at the end of countless cycles of eons of time, the all withdraws its attention, its contemplation and meditation of the universe, for the great work is finished, and all is withdrawn into the all from which it emerged. But mystery of mysteries, the spirit of each soul is not annihilated, but is infinitely expanded. The created and the creator are merged. Such is the report of the illumined. The above illustration of the meditation and subsequent awakening from meditation of the all is, of course, but an attempt of the teachers to describe the infinite process by finite example. And yet, as below, so above. The difference is merely in degree. And just as the all arouses itself from the meditation upon the universe, so does man in time cease from manifesting upon the material plane and withdraws himself more and more into the indwelling spirit, which is indeed the divine ego. So I would say that has to do with, you know, maturity. I mean, that's my experience as a mature person. Let's see here. There is one more matter of which we desire to speak in this lesson, and that comes very near to an invasion of the metaphysical field of speculation, although our purpose is merely to show the futility of such speculation. We allude to the question which inevitably comes to the mind of all thinkers who have ventured to seek the truth. The question is, why does the all create universes? The question may be asked in different forms, but the above is the gist of the inquiry. Man have striven hard to answer this question, but still there is no answer worthy of the name. Some have imagined that the all had something to gain by it, but this is absurd, for what could the all gain that it did not already possess? Others have sought the answer in the idea that the all wished something to love, and others that it created for pleasure or amusement, or because it was lonely, or to manifest its power. All puerile explanations and ideas belonging to the childish period of thought. Others have sought to explain the mystery by assuming that the all found itself compelled to create by reason of its own internal nature, its creative instinct. This idea is in advance of the others, but its weak point lies in the idea of the all being compelled by anything internal or external. If its internal nature or creative instinct compelled it to do anything, then the internal nature or creative instinct would be absolute instead of the all. And so according to that part of the proposition, accordingly, that part of the proposition fails. And yet the all does create and manifest and seems to find some kind of satisfaction in so doing. And it is difficult to escape the conclusion that in some infinite degree, it must have what would correspond to an inner nature or creative instinct in man, which correspondingly infinite desire and will. It would not act unless it is willed to act, and it would not will to act unless it desired to act, and it would not desire to act unless it obtains some satisfaction thereby. And all of these things would belong to an inner nature and might be postulated as existing according to the law of correspondence. But still, we prefer to think of the all as acting entirely free from influence, internal as well as external. That is the problem which lies at the root of difficulty, and the difficulty lies at the root of the problem. I'm just going to say something about this. You know, this is the intellectual problem of humanity. Like, the problem is, as I see it, is part of humanity's problem is we have this intellect, which is sort of a divided brain, which may have been a mistake made when we were being created by the aliens that I think created us based on Zecharia Sitchin's work. That's my point of view on how we were created. And we have this intellect, and the intellect produces these silly questions and fears, which cause us a lot of trouble, because they don't exist in nature. I mean, the only place they might exist is in the shadow that is created by solid matter. You know, if there's a rock that sits in one spot for a long period of time and it creates a shadow, there are creatures that evolve in that shadow and live in that shadow. And that's the kind of thing that lives in the intellect. Fears that are only manifested because the shadow exists from the solid matter, which is the lower frequency. Which I don't think animals have this type of intellect. I think that may be what is different between humans and animals. And I don't personally feel that it makes us superior to animals. I would say the intellect makes us believe that our superiority is because we have an intellect. But I'd say the intellect is a mistake, honestly. And maybe that's what was the result of whatever hallucinogen the supposed Adam and Eve characters took that created the brain imbalance that we currently live with, the intellect, which causes all of our problems. That's how I personally see it. Animals are able to live happily and satisfactorily in nature without attempting to destroy their environment because of intellectually created fears and questions like these questions about the all. You know, I'm satisfied with not knowing. I don't have to know why the all creates universes. I can contemplate that, but I don't have to think about it. I don't have to come up with an answer. And especially because being that I'm human, I am lacking all the evidence. So I'm likely not going to be able to come up with the answer. But obviously these people think they need to come up with an answer. I mean, as a human, I do need a purpose. In order to have a fulfilling life of meaning, I do need to have a purpose. And so as being the microcosm of the macrocosm, I could conceive that the all also needs to have a purpose. But that's just my human explanation of something that's unexplainable and isn't really necessary to me. But I'll continue reading. I just wanted to put that out there that I don't see the point of this kind of speculation. And it seems like intellectual speculation, which is, you know, basically the idle hands of people who could be creating something rather than sitting around thinking about things that are unanswerable. Strictly speaking, there cannot be said to be any reason whatsoever for the all to act, for a reason implies a cause, and the all is above cause and effect, except when it wills to become a cause, at which time the principle is set into motion. So you see, the matter is unthinkable, just as the all is unknowable. Just as we say the all merely is, so we are compelled to say that the all acts because it acts. At the last, the all is all reason in itself, all law in itself, all action in itself, and it may be said truthfully that the all is its own reason, its own law, its own act, or still further, that the all, its reason, its act, is law, are one, all being names for the same thing. In the opinion of those who are giving you these present lessons, the answer is locked up in the inner self of the all, along with its secret of being. The law of correspondence, in our opinion, reaches only to that aspect of the all, which may be spoken of as the aspect of becoming. Back of that aspect is the aspect of being, in which all laws are lost in law. All principles merge into principle, and the all, principle, and being are identical, one and the same. Therefore, metaphysical speculation on this point is futile. You know, the only reason why you would be thinking about this, I think, why one would be thinking about this would be because if they think that if they figure it out, then they can be more powerful than the all, which isn't possible. So give up. It's kind of funny. That's why people try to figure this stuff out in the first place, is so that they can gain power over other people and power over everything, so that they can have more power and do what they want, in my experience. I hope I didn't just lose my place. Let me see here. Yeah, we go into the matter here merely to show that we recognize the question and also the absurdity of the ordinary answers of metaphysics and theology. In conclusion, it may be of interest to our students to learn that while some of the ancient and modern Hermetic teachers have rather inclined in the direction of applying the principle of correspondence to the question, with the result of the inner nature conclusion, still the legends have it that Hermes the Great, when asked this question by his advanced students, answered them by pressing his lips tightly together and saying not a word, indicating that there was no answer. But then he may have intended to apply the axiom of his philosophy that the lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding, believing that even his advanced students did not possess the understanding which entitled them to the teaching. At any rate, if Hermes possessed the secret, he failed to impart it, and so far as the world is concerned, the lips of Hermes are closed regarding it. And where the great Hermes hesitated to speak, what mortal may dare to teach? But remember that whatever be the answer to this problem, if indeed there be an answer, the truth remains that while all is in the all, it is equally true that the all is in all. The teaching on this point is emphatic, and we may add that the concluding words of the quotation, "To him who truly understands this truth hath come great knowledge." And that's the end of this chapter. But I just want to say about this, my experience with this week is that this is a hugely powerful statement. The all is in all, and all is in the all. And this is the true purpose of humanity, is to make that statement into things that look impossible, or things that appear to be huge problems. You know, so you see this flower of life pattern behind me, okay? if you can stand in front of a very bad situation and declare that the all is in all and all is in the all, and see the flower of life pattern in it, using your eyes, your heart, your voice, that is where our power is. And you don't even really have to believe it. That's the other thing that's pretty amazing about this, is you don't really even have to believe it. You could say it over and over again until you came to believe it. You would come to believe it if you did it as a meditation, and this would create and affect change upon that which you were focusing your attention upon. That has been my experience this week. And it is just a hugely powerful way to exist in this world. Now, I also feel that as a result of practicing this, I was given higher levels of tasks by the universe. Helping nature, helping animals is a high level task in my point of view. Especially in this world where everything's so fast paced and nobody has any time for anything. So to engage with the all and with the universe is the thing that we should not be distracted from, I will say. That is my true purpose, is to be the connector between the earth and the heavens through this sort of declaration. And I declared it in the name of God. And I asked for God's will to be done at the end of my prayer statement. And it was a very powerful experience, as I said. I think that's the purpose of this. I don't need to know anything more about the mystery. I may be given more information about it, which I was given quite a bit of information. Also, I mean, I was given deeper ways to explore these various truths came to me this week through different channels. Ways to connect to my inner self. I felt strongly that it had to do with my doing this study online. And I have another study, another Kybalion study that I do also in another private chat with other people. And so I feel that I've sort of entered into a mystery school corridor by taking this on. And so the universe is responding to me by offering me these experiences. And so I'm just passing that on to you because I feel that, you know, if you start to practice these things, you will be given challenges in which you can try these things out for yourself. And this is the kind of thing we can do right now to solve the slavery issue that we're facing, the New World Order issue that we are facing. We can try these things out and become higher level beings as a result of that. And the other thing I want to point out that I haven't mentioned is that it becomes our responsibility as we have an understanding of natural law to share what we understand about it with others who may not understand. Natural law is the most occulted laws of the universe, because those that want to rule over us they want it to be known that there are no laws, that they have to invent the laws. They don't want people to know that there is a way for people to be free by following these laws. So once you start to understand that these laws exist, it becomes your responsibility to carry this message forward. However, you can, either by doing some kind of podcast or whatever comes to you, whatever medium you can spread the word. This becomes a responsibility that we have to awaken people to the facts that there is an underlying pattern on this plane. And if this pattern is adhered to through morality, humanity can be free. It's necessary to get that word out, because right now, that's the big push, is for us to be enslaved forever by the dark occult, Luciferians, the global elite, global elites, the black nobility of Europe, the Mithrin cult of the old religion that believes in, human sacrifice, cannibalism, and pedophilia. That they're trying, there's a big war going on for our minds. And if you find yourself starting to understand this stuff and starting to make use of it, it becomes your responsibility to share it with others. So that's something that has been coming to me that I have to share about as we enter the next chapter, which is Chapter 8, Planes of Correspondence, page 55, which we'll work on next week.